Imagine this. You're asleep in a tent, high in the mountains, snow all around you. The wind howls outside. Then suddenly, something wakes you. Something terrifying, so urgent, so horrifying that you don't even stop to put on your shoes. You tear through your tent, slicing it open with a knife, and you run, barefoot, into the frozen black of night. 9 hikers made that decision. 9 hikers fled into the dark, and none of them ever came back alive. Pause, whisper. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia's darkest mystery. They were young, they were strong, and they were ready for an adventure. Led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, the group of 9 included students, athletes, and explorers. All of them were experienced hikers, used to cold and hardship. They laughed, they took photos, they wrote in journals about their plans. It was late January 1959 when they set out for a trip through the Ural Mountains, not knowing that every step was leading them toward death. Back home, families waited. The group was expected to return by February 12th. The date came and went. No word. Days turned into weeks. Parents begged for answers. Search parties were finally sent out. And when rescuers reached the mountain, what they found was not a campsite. It was a nightmare. The first discovery, their tent. It was still standing, still anchored to the snow, but it was torn open from the inside. Their boots were still neatly lined up inside. Their coats, their food, everything, untouched. But the hikers themselves were gone, and the tracks leading away showed something insane. Bare feet, socks, and light shoes, disappearing into the snowstorm. Whatever drove them out, it was stronger than reason, stronger than survival instinct. It was pure terror. Soon the searchers found them. The first 2 bodies were under a cedar tree, stripped down to their underwear. Their hands were raw, their fingers torn, as if they had tried desperately to climb the tree. The snow around them was stained with blood. 3 more were found between the tree and the tent, frozen in the act of crawling back, faces twisted in agony. But the last 4 were discovered months later in a ravine. Their deaths defied all logic. 1 had her tongue missing. 2 had their eyes gouged out. Another had a skull crushed as if by unimaginable force. And yet, there were no external wounds, no signs of an attacker. No one could explain how their bones had been shattered from the inside. From the moment the bodies were found, the theories began. Some said it was an avalanche, that the snow collapsed and forced them to flee. But the slope was too shallow. The injuries were too violent. And why would trained hikers run from an avalanche without their shoes? Others whispered about military experiments. The area was known for secret weapon tests. Strange glowing orbs were reported in the sky that very night. Some of the hikers' clothes were even found to contain traces of radiation. Then there's the Yeti theory, that something monstrous, something not human, had attacked them in the dark. And of course, the paranormal. Could something unearthly have frightened them so badly that they tore through their own shelter and ran into the frozen jaws of death? Every answer only deepens the terror, because none of it explains everything. And maybe nothing ever will. Picture it. The tent groaning in the wind. 9 hikers asleep inside. Suddenly, something outside. A sound? A light? A shadow moving through the snow? In seconds, panic takes over. Knives slash through fabric. They spill into the storm, gasping in terror. Barefoot, shivering, running. Some huddle under the cedar tree, clawing desperately at the branches. Others stagger back, trying to return, collapsing in the snow. And the last 4, screaming, bones snapping, eyes gone, tongue ripped out, their deaths as violent as they are unexplainable. 60 years later, The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most haunting mysteries in human history. 9 hikers walked into the mountains. 9 hikers never returned. The tent is gone. The bodies are buried. But the mountain still keeps its secrets. And if you ever find yourself walking alone in the snow, listen carefully, because the wind carries voices. Some say it's still them, screaming in the dark. What do you think happened that night?